On Fridays, we like to share the stories of best friends who are walking through life together.
So today we are joined by Michelle James and Danielle Brown, two ladies who fought one cancer diagnosis as a team. Not only have they come out stronger and more connected, they've also found a way to help others in the process.
We'll chat with them in a moment, but first, here's their story.
Michelle and I met at Essence Communications in 2007. She actually was called into my interview.
We met as colleagues, and then, we're best friends, and now we're business women.
She's always wanted to be my friend, I suppose.
Yes.
Nearly a decade after first meeting, their friendship was put to the test.
In 2015, I'm taking a shower, and I feel a lump in my breast. And I called my doctor, and I said, hey, I feel a lump. And they did 2 biopsies, and on that Friday, I got a phone call, and they said, it's positive. And I was just kind of like stunned. So I called my mom, I called my partner at the time, and then I called Dani.
When you get a phone call like that from a friend, I guess my initial reaction was like, oh God, like, what's gonna happen? I just felt helpless. I was scared, but I also know that I can be emotional.
She's like crying, and I'm like, it's gonna be okay, we're gonna beat this. So I had the surgery January 14th of 2016.
When we got there, she gave everybody a gift card for Starbucks, and then inside it said #MJStrong. I was like, oh my gosh, even in this, she is thinking about everybody else.
I had 8 cycles of chemotherapy and 5 weeks of radiation.
And as MJ navigated the process, one of the most important things for her was to keep life as normal as possible.
I said, can I have a cocktail while I'm on chemo? And the oncologist, Dr. Meyer, she looked at me and she's like, that's important to you? And I said, yeah, because I want to go out with my friends. I have a social profession. I don't want to, look at everybody else while they're drinking. And she's like, you know what? You'll be allowed 1 cocktail per cycle.
In January, MJ celebrated 3 years of being cancer-free, but she couldn't allow the anniversary to pass without making her mark.
I remember thinking, I'm going to launch a podcast, and I'm going to call it Cocktails and Cancer. I called Danielle, and I said, I'm launching a podcast, and I want you to be my co-host.
Michelle is, professionally, personally, she is a go-getter. When she puts her mind to something, she goes after it.
This podcast is about a journey between 2 best friends with the hopes to empower, inspire, and make the word cancer a little less terrifying.
Yeah, we are definitely talking about cancer, but more than anything, we're talking about life.
What Dani doesn't realize, she's my sister by choice. The keeper of your secrets, the person you can go to who is always there for you that you can trust. It's a blessing.
With us now, the hosts of Cocktails and Cancer, Michelle James, MJ is wiping away a tear here, and Danielle Brown. It's an emotional piece, MJ, to watch, isn't it?
Thank you. That was great.
You know what I loved about watching it was watching you all.
Yeah.
You held hands the entire time. And
it's the definition of friendship, right?
Yeah. To MJ, you're going to be okay. But I also loved how when you were going through this hard time, you were thinking of others. Talk about this diagnosis. And
when I got the diagnosis, I kind of treated it like I would treat, anything in my life. I was like, all right, after the initial shock of it, I was like, I got to get organized. I wanted to make sure my friends were involved because for a lot of them, it was their first time seeing cancer up close. Yeah. So it was important to me that they felt a part of the process.
And Dani, what about when you got this call from your sister by choice?
It was difficult. I cried initially. MJ says that I asked a lot of questions, and it was the first time I asked a lot of questions that she didn't have the answers to because she thinks she knows everything.
True. And now this fantastic podcast. First of all, I love cocktails, so what could go wrong with that? But I also love that you take on subject matter that most other people wouldn't, like having cancer and intimacy and topics like that. You don't shy away from anything.
No, it's important. We wanted to create a podcast that was snackable, relatable, and just because you're going through chemotherapy, you're still a woman. Yeah. You still want to feel wanted, and it's just important that we talk about subjects that no one else is talking about.
And how awesome to do it with each other.
Yes, it's amazing. And I think the thing about the podcast is it's so much bigger than just cancer. You know, it's not a doom and gloom type of experience. It's really about life and friendship and what it means to be supported along the journey of life, no matter what comes.
Do y'all feel pretty lucky that you have each other to support you?
Yeah, I think she feels lucky. I feel like absolutely.
All right.
Just missing the martini, but other than that.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. You can listen to Cocktails and Cancer on streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and SoundCloud.
And we'll be right back after this.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
So well done.
Dani.